Hold on. We got. Hold on. We tripping. Can we say how horrible that outfit was? That old girl that ended up going home.
Oh, bitch, that's the
on.
church lady outfit.
Honey.
Girl. Hershey
Honey.
was, I don't know why.
That and the Mother Nature outfit
But wait
were
a minute.
two of the ugliest things
She
I've seen in a minute on that Drag Race.
She made, I think, a shirt.
Hey, it's Auntie Corel.
It's Auntie Dwan.
And it's Auntie Jarrell. Hey, y'all.
Hey, and we're back with another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race.
Start your engines.
Right. I know they're going to do the old school, like, long version of it.
Yes. I'm a drink for y'all for that.
RuPaul's Drag Race. Season 16.
She gonna pour a little bit out for her homies.
Right, for the Drag Race. It's chocolate. Season 16, episode 3.
Yes.
And all the queens finally see one another, you know? So, like, obviously, episode 1 and 2 was a split episode.
Yeah.
But now we finally got all 14 queens into the room. And I really genuinely, from the jump, was like, okay, I really feel like this is going to be a very good season.
Yeah.
It's just the personalities, you can already tell, are there this season. And they're not scared to maybe be seen in either like a villain role or petty and things like that. That maybe some of the queens of the last few seasons were kind of more like, oh, I don't want to be too bad on TV because of my brand and things like that. I don't think all of them are thinking that way this season, which is good.
Well, I think there is an incentive for them not to be because they all know that there's a Raider Queen situation that is going on. So I think that plays heavily into how people are playing the game, and I think that we'll see that play itself out over the course of the season.
Yeah. Nope, I completely agree. And we also saw that Plain Jane and what's old girl from Miami are actually drag sisters.
Megami, I think is her name. Megami or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, the one with the pretty face, but I'm like, oh, that might be the only thing you could do.
You may be right about that.
I mean, tell me when I'm wrong as the season progresses.
Right.
Well,
because she ain't showed that much in the sewing episode, but it was a sewing episode, which again I'm glad they did early on in the season. Start knocking some of these bitches out already. Start knocking out. And I don't know how we got to say this every fucking season. Season 16, 9 billion all-star episodes, and you still are coming onto this show not knowing how to sew. That, to me, would be like a slap in my face if I was RuPaul, and I'd be like, oh, you don't know how to sew? You're out instantly now. Bye. Like, I would have, like, RuPaul come down and says, oh, you don't know how to sew? Bye, pack your bags.
Yeah.
To show that you fucking serious, like, why are you coming on this show and you know they have a sewing thing every episode, every year, every season? Like, it's so fucking mind-boggling to me. It bothers the shit out of me.
I do love that it was. I love that it was so early, so you can start seeing where the queens are. And I think, for me personally, I think this is going to allow me to appreciate them more once we get to the end of the season and the queens that are still around. Because if the queens that are still around were some of the girls who couldn't sew, it's going to let you know that they are talented in other ways than the sewing. I hate when you get so invested in the queen and then you get to the sewing part, like, bitch, you can't sew? Like, I feel like, for me, that's the one disappointing thing, right? So at least I know that right off the bat. I'm like, she can't sew. No, so what is her other talent? Now I'm curious to why is she actually there, right? So, you know, it was a good episode. I agree with you, Corel. I think this is going to be a good season. I can tell that the girls are ready to. Okay, let me round it back just a little bit. Like I said before, I can't wait for the reunion because I think some of the girls are saying some of the shit in the confessionals that they ain't saying to the girls during the actual taping. And baby, once all the girls and watch this and they seen some of the confessionals, I think some people gonna have some things to say. Okay, they're gonna have some things to say. All right, and Plain Jane better come with some bodyguard, girl, because she better telephone in. She better be on Zoom.
I am
Honey,
strong...
like the untuck. We'll get the untuck. The untuck was crazy too with Plain Jane. Yeah. But go ahead, Duan.
I'm just a strong believer that anybody that comes for people as hard as she does, it's almost like the pointing the finger. You got one finger pointing outwards, you got one finger pointing at God, and you have three fingers pointing at you. Like, at the end of the day, it says more about your insecurities than it does about every other person. And regardless of what you bring to the table, there is just something really unlikable about how she is showing off so far. I'm just going to say that.
And you don't even know these people. That's the wild thing.
But not haters going to hate.
Once you know somebody, but it's just like, you've been in the workroom 2 days because you know this shit, okay, maybe 4 to 6 days.
No, she was reading bitches from the minute that she walked in. Right.
Speaking in Russian, okay? Like,
so it's like, come on, girl.
There's a difference between shade, and this is what I want people to understand. There's a difference between, like, reading and shading a queen and then tearing someone down, right? Yeah. Two completely different things. Because you can shade and read a bitch and jokingly do it, but there's a way when you're doing it and you're attacking someone, that is no longer playfulness, right?
Yeah.
I don't care if you're like, well, that's my honest truth. Your honest truth, you can't hide that between shade and reading.
No. No. Listen, the fact that she started out the season talking about I am, you know, like, unlike my fellow alumni, which she was referring to Katya. One of the previous queens, Katya, that used a Russian whatever, and she was like, "Oh, she appropriated my culture." Bitch, you from Boston? Let's be clear.
That part.
That ain't your culture.
That part.
Beans and Tea Party is your culture.
Yeah, but it kind of explains why she act the way she act from being from Boston.
Yeah, well, it's giving very that. It's giving very that.
Giving very Boston for sure.
Yeah.
Which it's our community and folks watching. If you're from Boston, my bad. Maybe you ain't like that, but
girl, I'm not sorry at all. Let's have a conversation about how shitty Boston is. I'm sorry, but
we on Drag Race. We on Drag Race, not the podcast.
Okay. So, but one of the things that I was, and I meant that. One of the things that one of the things I was surprised about was the fact that Plain Jane and Megami, I think Megami or whatever her name is from Miami, that they are kind of like cousins, you know, like they're sisters under
them damn balloons. You like them?
Them damn balloons.
God damn.
She's celebrating what she said, y'all.
Yeah.
And you could tell by her reaction that Megami or whatever might not really like Plain Jane either. She's like, "Oh, you here?" It's like you're in my family, so I kind of have to like you, but I really don't like you.
I don't know. I feel like this is one of those moments where I have to expand my perception, because I think of drag as a nightclub kind of gig where you really get your chops working the street.
Yeah.
But they've introduced these kind of Instagram.
Yeah, it's a different era.
Drags, you know, and Megami is one of those. She don't work the Miami.
No, she's a look queen.
She's a look queen. Network, she's an Instagram queen. Makeup. She's a social media queen. She shows up to these gigs as a patron, but she's not performing. She's not hosting. She's not giving. She's not serving. So
and that's the new era of drag, honestly. I mean,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to expand my mindset around this, because, you know, drag is not just this one. Just like being black, it's not a monolith. It's not just one thing. So I get it. Yeah. But there are certain skills that you hone and you perfect over time by having that level of interaction that you don't get when you operating in your own little fantasy. Just gonna say that.
And so the episode was about the mother of all balls. So the 3 categories that they had to prepare for, which 14 girls, 3 outfits each, that's 42 looks. Like, that's a lot of looks. But it was Mother Goose, Significant Mother, and then Call Me Mother, Father Eleganza. And so the one that they had to make an outfit for was the Call Me Mother, Father Eleganza, where they were getting their clothing from stereotypical male garb.
Yes.
And so starting off with Mother Goose, maybe was there someone that like you thought kind of like did better than others?
Tsunami Muse. Although last week, the week before, we were like, baby, she didn't really give much. The egg, took me out. That gave. I was like, well, babe,
little Mr. Humpty Dumpty.
And at first, when she came out, I was like, no, I didn't like that bitch. When she cracked it, I was like, ah, bitch! I screamed. I'm not gonna lie. I screamed. I was like, that is how you do it. And I did not.
That's a reveal. That's a reveal.
Right. And I did not like what's her name, who did Plasma, who did the Tweedledee Tweedledum. I didn't think that was executed that well.
Girl, that was so terrible.
That was really terrible. She thought she ate, and I love that they're like, well, honestly, I didn't think.
Like, oh, this is camp.
But in Untucked, when they said, so I have to be honest, maybe the look you're hitting. It was Don. Don said it. I love Don. Don is a little instigator. I think I'm gonna like Don a lot this season.
Don is Adam. Don is Adam.
I can see it. I can see it. Bitch, yep. I love. And then all the girls were like, I thought I was the only one. And she said, "You're like."
But here's the thing. And it showed you the difference. We're hopping ahead. It shows you the difference of the way kind of how Dawn went about it, because it was kind of mean and shady, versus how plain Jane handled it against a mandatory meeting. So we'll get to that part of it too. But she's like, I didn't like it. I was like, I'm glad somebody said it, because that shit wasn't cute either.
I feel like
it was like all ill aligned, and like she turned around. I was like, what's that supposed to look like?
Yeah.
I feel like I was hoping for something. I was pleased, but I was hoping for something a little bit more with Q for her first look.
I liked Q's. I was the moon.
She was the moon. She was the
okay.
It looked like a jester almost to me.
Man on the moon or something.
No. It was un petit. It's a French story. Un petit bois or un petit fille or something.
Who is that?
No,
it's story.
It's a French story book. That's about a boy and the story of the moon and da 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 da. But at any rate, I was just expecting. I felt like his costume was beautiful, but I felt like even though it was beautiful, it wasn't drag enough, and that was evidenced by when Nymphia showed out. Like, Nymphia stole the show.
So you like Nymphia's as well for
Little Boy
the
Blue
Mother Goose part? Yeah,
Little Boy Blue.
That was like fashion boy blue.
It reminded me of a little bit of Raja. And a little bit of, who is that? I'm so losing the name of this queen, but she is in the same house as the black girl winner of 2 seasons ago.
Simone. Gigi Good?
Gigi Good, yeah. It reminded me of one of the outfits that Gigi Good did, because she did a pirate. This was... Jarrell, this was before you started watching. She did a pirate-inspired look that was very referential. It was very referential. So it reminded me of that.
Nymphia was probably my favorite in that. Let me think. Either Nymphia or the Egg were probably my two favorites in that.
But that's why
I didn't mind the moon.
But that's why I was disappointed, because I feel like because Q is such a designer, I felt like she could have gone based on her first runway look with the butterfly moth, whatever that was. I was expecting something a little bit bigger and grander. That's all. And she didn't really serve that.
So for the second one was Significant Mother.
Yes.
Was there one that stood out in that particular round for you both? Or one that you're like, oh, bitch, that was ugly?
I think that was actually the weaker of the rounds, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
of the 3 for everyone.
Yeah,
I agree.
It wasn't until Nymphia explained her dress that I was like, okay, I kind of appreciate it.
But when you gotta explain,
but when you gotta explain it, it's not executing how it should.
I'll tell you the one that was not it.
Which one?
what's the old girl that you wouldn't even known it was the Mexican girl, and she was dressed up as the actress.
Oh, bitch! She thought it was Selma Hayek. That was not Selma Hayek, bitch. That was.
Can I just? Okay, low key, high key.
Nobody would have known that shit was no Selma damn Hayek. No.
Low key, high key. The shade of it all for the mothers was a mandatory meeting coming out as motherfucking Michelle Visage. That bitch took me all the way out.
You're right. That was good.
And I'm not gonna lie, I low key feel like a mandatory meeting is the subversive queen of the whole. But I kind of almost feel like her bad shit is almost on purpose because it feels so bad that it feels like, wait a minute, am I out of the joke? Am I like? It almost feels like it is very high brow going low brow to make you think that she don't really know what she's doing, but it's really kind of like she knows exactly what she's doing, but just playing it out. Like it kind. The fact that she came out there and I was like, who the fuck is she supposed to be? And she was supposed to be Michelle Visage and took that fucking wig off and had the hair and whatnot. And her face was still busted. Bitch, I was like.
Michelle was probably sitting there like, damn.
This is some next level shit.
I wouldn't go so far as next level shit.
Low-key?
I don't think it's all that because she still can't paint her face. I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that deep. I think she just, in this situation, I think she just happened to have one good one. Because everything else, there ain't no way.
It wasn't a good one, though.
Everything else.
I don't know.
Better than other shit.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I would love for this to be all intentional. I know it's not. But in my fantasy of life, I would love for the way that she's playing the game to be, I'm going to be as bad as I fucking can. And I'm going to paint my face as bad as I fucking, like, I would love for that to be the fantasy. I know it's not, but I'm just saying.
All right.
I think in this round, actually, now that I'm thinking back, I think actually I kind of like Tsunami Muses.
Oh, yeah.
Because she actually looked good in that outfit.
Yeah.
Like,
she did.
The play on Candy Muse's interest look from season, what was it, 12 or whatever? 11. I thought that one was actually kind of cute and got the boom box that Candy had in that episode. I was like, okay, that's kind of cute to kind of play on your own mother. If I were to do it, I would have done Rue. I would have done Rue in the swimsuit where she did Spring Break. Like, the ultimate mother, and obviously Rue loves to be complimented. So it's just like nobody was gonna do Rue. None of the Black Queens gonna do Rue.
I also
do the Supermodel of the World Rue or something like.
I also felt like the range of who they were celebrating was so weird. Like to go from Selma Hayek to fucking Lady Gaga, which was a fucking weird reference.
It wasn't a good reference.
Actually, I didn't mind it. I actually knew exactly that it was telephone.
I knew what it was, but
but I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I actually didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. Not one bit.
Well, not hating something and liking something are in two different lanes, but you know.
But okay, so then we'll get into the mother father eleganza of it all. So this is the outfit that they had to create.
Yeah.
Who won and who lost in that particular round?
Well, we know who won.
Yeah.
We all know.
Nymphia won. Nymphia won that.
That bitch came out, and I want that outfit.
By the way that she played it through the episode, by going out and playing and talking to all the people and da-da-da-da, and then and you had no idea what she was making.
And then gagged the world.
Yeah. And then she turned that corner. First of all, shout out to the editors and the producers.
Shout out to the producers for not letting us know what the fuck she was making.
That episode right there was gold.
It was an entertaining episode.
That was phenomenal. That was absolutely fine. Because for not to have an inkling...
She did a top-tier outfit of all seasons.
She gagged
top
Q.
5, easily. Yeah.
Who is the designer of drag queen designer clothes?
She gagged Rue Michelle and Isaac Mizrahi.
Like
they all were like
damn. The way she did the ties,
what,
and I love that the hat was from like the fucking jacket suit. Like
Right.
That's how you do something.
The cut of the shirt with the wider shoulder, and then the snatched waist with that leather-looking skirt with the yellow Mary J. Blige boots.
Girl.
And then
the ties,
she had the ties like that.
Baby.
It was just too much.
It was
perfection. Perfection.
At this point, I was thinking that it was the black girl that won at the first episode, Zafira.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's Nymphia's season to lose. At this point, it's her season to lose.
That's
literally
what I said last week.
Of the last of the last winner, whatever her name was,
Sasha Colby.
Mm-hmm. Nymphia, it's her game to lose.
Mm-hmm. Here, like Jarrell, remember either last year or 2 years ago, we were just saying every once in a while we'll get a queen right when we think we've seen it all, or we're not going to be shocked, or drag gets pushed forward anymore. Then you get a season where you see someone like a Nymphia, we're like, bitch, okay, you are pushing this shit forward.
I
was telling y'all last week that I don't normally watch a lot of Drag Race, but I told you I watched the Philippine Queen Drag Race. I already knew. I already knew. Yep. So what she's serving is exactly what I knew and what I was going to expect from the get-go. And when I watched the Meet the Queens and I saw her intro look, I was like, to Dewan's point, I was like, I think she's just like playing them like she is
on a different level.
She's on a different fucking level. I just already knew.
She understands fashion. She doesn't take herself too seriously, which RuPaul fucking loves that, which I'm really excited to see if she makes it. I'm assuming that she will, but if she makes it to the Snatch game, because if she continues with the level of personality that she's demonstrated so far. Bitch, the fact that they was going back and forth, all the Latinas were giving her like little like, you know, fucking like
Spanish lessons and stuff like that.
Dame las lechas.
She said, I am now trilingual.
Like, if she continues with that energy up to the point where they have 8 people and they're doing the Snatch game, and she does well in the Snatch game, she's going to win. I'm calling it right now. She will absolutely win because there is absolutely no way. The only way she won't
is the immunity play and the rate of queen play. If they start to gang up on her because she's just dominating.
But at the end of the day, Ru is the one who says who goes home and who stays. And as long as she's on Ru's radar and laughing and stuff like that, the other girls can't get her out. The other girls.
And can I just say?
But if you have immunity, though. If she does not end up with immunity somehow, that's the only way that it would be downfall, because you, like, say Sophia Crystal or Plain Jane or whoever at the time. Mm-hmm. If they have immunity, there's no choice then.
No, I
think
you have immunity. I think how it happens is that maybe at the lip sync, because remember they're choosing it at the beginning. So remember they choose immunity before they even do the top whoever. So before they start rating the girls, that is when they have to choose immunity. So I disagree. Yeah. It is not when it gets down to the lip sync. Once they start going down the line of the girls, they already chose if they're going to use their immunity.
And then even if she gets to the lip sync, like at least what she's shown us from her dance,
girl,
she's going to
exactly.
outperform.
Come on now.
Somebody,
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about her one.
Can we talk about the fucking lip sync again?
Yeah,
we have to.
These lip syncs have been
boo.
For the level of the songs, like, first of all, you have a Beyonce song, which there's only been, I think, 2 or 3 Beyonce songs. I think there's 2, but I could be wrong. Maybe there's 3 Beyonce songs in the entire history dump, because that shit costs money.
That right? Mm-hmm. She ain't gonna let everything fly.
No.
There. And then this episode, because what was the song this episode? That's how bad it was.
I don't even know
the song this episode.
I don't even know, and I don't give a damn because it was so goddamn horrible. It was
so terrible.
It's so awful.
Hold on. We tripping. Can we say how horrible that outfit was? That old girl that ended up going home.
Oh, bitch, that's the church lady outfit.
Honey.
Girl. Hershey was, I don't know why.
That and the Mother Nature outfit.
But wait a minute.
Two of the ugliest things I've seen in a minute on that Drag Race.
She made, I think, a shirt because Michelle called her out. Because Michelle called her out. Michelle called her out and was like, "Wait a minute. So the pants you brought, and you just took the fabric from the shirt and put that in the little coin pocket that exists atop of your them little Chico's pants."
And that crunchy ass wig.
At this point, I was just like, first of all, I was remembering what she said in her original Meet the Queens, and I was just like, I got 2 kids. These queens don't know what I'm going through. Da 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 da. I'm here to fight.
Hershey,
blah blah blah.
That's a Hershey.
Yeah, Hershey. I remember what she said in the Meet the Queens, and I was just like, you did not live up to that energy because I had very high hopes for you. I bought into your confidence, and you let me down. Because the way that she came out, first of all, not only her outfit, what about her eyeball? Remember how one was regular and the other one was like this, and she looked like a jack-o'-lantern? And then she had
that was Sophia Crystal.
No. This was Hershey.
The pumpkin one?
No, I'm saying her face looked like a jack-o'-lantern, not her outfit.
I was going to say.
Her
face looked like a jack-o'-lantern, not her outfit. Okay, I'm with you now.
This is the beautiful gown situation. Her face was fucked, and then she had the nerve to have that hard lined fucking church wig with the. She was ready to go,
but nothing at the same time.
She was ready to go,
and especially in how she started the lip sync as well too. And by the way, it was Ava Max. Maybe You're the Problem, which is a very up tempo beat. Again,
it's a bop of the song.
It's a bop of the song, but to start off with she did nothing. She literally did.
She did not lip sync,
and she was hyping herself up in the confessional. I was like, okay, maybe something about to come up. And the hypest thing she did was at the end when she went to the bottom and said boop boop.
Wait, no. It was the Spider-Man. It was the Spider-Man crouch for me, bitch. Didn't even do a split. She Spider-Man crouched down, girl. I said no.
It said boop boop.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say
what
this.
You was hyping up?
I'm gonna say this again. Whenever there is a lip sync duel at the end, whoever is the person that is more concerned about what the other person is doing versus just being focused on the judges and keeping your gaze on them and worried about what your own do, who's going to win. Mm-hmm. Because the person that is focused on the other person, which is exactly what Hershey was doing. She was always looking at her. She was referencing her. You're not going to do this and da da da. Bye.
But you know what? Maybe because I think it was because she only had one eyeball. I think because that eyelash was so stuck, that's all she could see. And it was probably the bad eye. So that's
and here's the thing. What's the Hispanic lady? The Mexican
I think it's a Geneva.
Geneva or something like that. Her shit was whack too. And she was talking about I can't believe I'm in the bottom. I can't stand these girls. I can't believe. Because drag was crunchy this episode.
I'm not gonna lie though.
Lip was terrible.
What's her name? Should have been the bottom.
I don't think that she should have been the girl that was lip syncing. She should have been in the bottom.
The other girl who did the safety pin for
yes.
It was the bottom 3.
Miami girl. Yeah, Miami.
She
should have been in the bottom.
And even how she was up there at the stage when Rue was asking questions and stuff like that, it gave very much, I don't want to be there. I literally would have put them 2 at the bottom. Literally.
I know, because Rue said, okay.
Yeah. She asked her, she goes, we want to see your personality. And then she goes, when you describe, because she was like, tell us about your outfit. And she was like, yeah, I wanted the outfit to be a reference of my personality, big, exuberant, loud. She said, loud? You would describe yourself as loud? And she goes,
she said, yeah.
She goes, yeah.
And Bruce said, okay. I lost it. That shit had me tickled.
That's why I was just like, and by the way, I'm as part of our Pride ERG, group, we're doing a fantasy league of the Rupaul's Drag Race, and we have her as our third in the three queens that are in our queue, and I'm just like, she ain't gonna make it. She is not gonna fucking make it. No. Because she ain't got no personality. She can flip, she can dip, she can dance, but bitch, that's it.
Yeah, so.
Sorry.
So episode 3. Who's your top queen now?
We all said it, Nymphia.
Nymphia.
Yeah,
and
100%. It's hers to lose.
Stick what I've been saying from the get-go.
I feel like it's going to be. It's honestly going to be a race between her and Safari. So whatever.
Nymphia, Saphira,
and then it could be
Q.
It could be Q. It could be Q, but Q's downfall at this point is personality. We have not seen enough of her personality shining through that she could be knocked out like maybe fourth or fifth.
It's still kind of early.
Yeah, I think it's
very
early.
early.
This is really the second episode that we got to see the queens, and I think how they were doing how she was looking, because she was looking. They were editing her like she was like giving stank face when everybody was hyping up Nymphia. And you can tell she was not happy when she didn't win, because she even looked like
her outfit was
but
cute.
she did not deserve to win.
I'm not saying she did. I'm talking about, you said personality.
No, I get you.
I'm just talking about personality.
Totally
and I think from an editing standpoint, that's the personality they're trying to kind of give us right now. Is that she not here for some of the other girls.
Yeah, I totally get that. I think that she came into this competition thinking that because she was a designer, that was going to carry her through, and I don't think that she designed enough.
Oh, there we go.
And it's evidence because we see how
we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to do these next week's season 4 or episode 4. We'll see if our favorite Nymphia stays in the lead.
Ooh,
which I think she's going
real
to.
Quick, can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Last week I even said it would be interesting if they showed the queens who voted for whom, and they didn't. God damn it! I was like, when they brought the boxes out and they showed the rankings, I was just like, here we go.
Also, exactly.
And I was like,
and Plain Jane was getting nervous. She was like, "Oh Jesus!"
Exactly.
Yeah, it was chocolate.
That was a miss. That was a very missed opportunity. I hope they change that shit for the episodes coming down the pipe, because being able to show how people rated is part of the drama. Because could you imagine? How different that episode would have been?
1,000%.
Had everybody known going into the ball challenge?
And how crazy Untucked really would have been. Which we didn't hit on. We'll hit on that real quick. Yeah. Plain Jane's a bitch. You're a hoe. Like, for calling it a mandatory, even though a mandatory drag is crunchy. Who the fuck are you? You don't even know her like that. To
the way
be like,
she moved from couch A to couch B to tell her, that was what I did not like. And I don't.
It was horrible.
I don't understand it.
It was horrible.
I don't understand
it.
I don't understand
cringy.
it. And I love that the other girls started to speak up too, as well.
First of all,
I love that.
First of all,
I love that.
Shout out to Plain Jane, because she was the first one to like chime into that conversation and be like, bitch, before you decide to read a bitch, make sure that your bracelet ain't caught up with your arm hair. I was living.
Plasma.
Plasma. What did I say?
You said Plain Jane.
Plain Jane.
Oh yeah. Not
we
Plain
talking
Jane.
about Plain Jane.
She didn't have a little.
Yeah, I mean, Plasma's feelings was hurt too,
but
I feel like I almost don't feel like Plasma's chime in wasn't pure either. I feel like she was saying it to be funny and things like that to get the attention off of her. And it was slightly a little crusty and mean too. I was like, okay, Plasma.
Yeah, I didn't gather that. And I think because of Plasma's entrance with Sophia Crystal, I think it was, and the first episode, she gives me very like that comedy queen who likes to lighten the mood and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it felt genuine to that, because we had kind of seen her make those jokes in the first episode. So I don't feel like she was trying to get the tension off of her. But I do appreciate that she spoke up, and
definitely,
and the other girls,
I would have spoke up. I would have been like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up."
I'm not gonna lie, as challenging, I think, as some of her drag has been, and maybe it hasn't landed the way that she wanted it to land. I kind of live for her, like, confessionals. I kind of live for Plasma.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of live for, like, what her story arc is, because I feel like because she's running under the radar, not a lot of attention is being placed on her just yet, and it's taking these other queens a little bit out of the limelight a little bit. I'm just glad that there is somebody that's like standing up for like some of the shenanigans, because if you have to, because this is what Plain Jane is doing. If you have to tear down other bitches, that means that you don't feel shit about yourself. Period. Period.
Yeah, so, Plasma out. The verdict's still out for Plasma for me. I don't know how I feel about her yet. I need more episodes. But as long, I mean, Nymphia's gagging me right now, so I'm enjoying it. And again, I think they got the nice little crew of girls this season. So I think it's been very entertaining thus far.
What I will say is that Untuck this year has been a reason to tune into Untuck, because for the last probably 4 years, I have not participated in Untuck because I don't really give a damn. But like this, I'm like, I want to hear the tea, because they are coming after bitches and the claws are out.
So community, let us know your front runners, who you think is going home next. Let us know in the comments. Let's have a little kiki in the comments. And until the next episode, wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. See you then.
Bye.